conservative commentator, I'm a proud Republican, and I'm here today because you've invited me, for which I thank you, to express my very, very strong support for Senate Bill 116, the Religious Freedom and Civil Marriage Protection Act. None of us can deny that our country is in the midst of a transformative sentiment about the issue of marriage equality. The trend towards gender acceptance is clear, irrefutable, and happening on both sides of the aisle. My generation, which supports marriage for all by nearly 2 to 1, demonstrates that this should not be a partisan issue and that legislators blocking the path to equality do so at their own peril. In addition to the growing chorus of conservative thinkers embracing this issue, more than 70 Republican state legislators have stood up for marriage equality. As you consider your historic vote, you should know that not a single one has ever lost their seat as a result of this stand. Today, I'd like to speak briefly, and I will make it very brief, about why this bill is so important to me as a Republican and what it means to the role of government in our lives and for the institution of marriage and for the citizens of Maryland that it will support, that it will affect. As a conservative, I believe strongly in limited government. Government should not be in the business of picking winners and losers, and it should not single out some people and treat others in a different way. It should not single out certain families for disparate treatment. It should be able to say that, it should not be able to say that one person gets to live by one set of rules and another person gets to live by another set of rules. And it should not, absolutely not, tell churches who they can and cannot marry. This bill, to me, strikes the right balance, respecting the rules of religious institutions to follow their own traditions while ensuring that all tax-paying couples sanctioned and licensed by the state are equally treated. I always go back to former Vice President Dick Cheney's very crisp and quick crystallization that freedom means freedom for everyone. As a conservative, I also believe strongly that the institution of marriage is the most powerful social institution on earth. Marriage is integral to strengthening the fabric of our society because it is rooted in the time-tested values that strengthen our families and our communities, the values of love, of commitment, and of sacrifice. Marriage is about putting one's family ahead of oneself. It's about taking care of each other so the government doesn't have to. And the history of marriage in America is one that has shed its discriminatory restrictions over time. In 1967, the Supreme Court rejected the discrimination that prevented African Americans and whites from marrying. In 2011, it is time that we shed the discriminatory laws that prevent gays and lesbians from this most basic feature of citizenship. I ask you to look at public opinion, to look at other states that have fully embraced equality, and to look into your own hearts. This legislation is not earth-shattering. For most people in Maryland, absolutely nothing will change.
I need you to wrap it up as quickly as you can.
Opposite-sex couples will have to still work on their marriages, they'll still need to read to their kids, and they'll still struggle in this tough economy to make ends meet. But for tens of thousands of loving families, your decision will give them a shot at building their own American dream, under the full protection of the law that the rest of us who are so lucky enough to be married most often and easily take for granted. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much for your